Hello, welcome to Retro Toy Princess. I'm Allison Troy. Today we are going to be doing a pencil test on the Castle Art 72 Premium Soft Color Touch Colored Pencil Set. It's a mouthful. This is going to be a kind of an odd one for me because I've never actually used the 72 set. I have, however, used the pastel tint pencil set, and there is actually a video here on the channel of me trying those out. I like these pretty well. Also, I've used the Harmonia set, also a video of me trying these. I did not enjoy these as much as I would have liked, partly because I got these because the unique colors. It was sort of promoted as if they would work well with other pencil sets. And I did not find that they worked well with my Prismacolor set. And the main reason I got them is there are a lot of colors in here that aren't quite in the Prismacolor range. So I was hoping that I could use these to sort of flesh out some of my Prismacolor pages. And they didn't quite work well with them. Also, way back in the day, actually, before I even had a channel, somebody gifted me this portrait set. Which has 24 of the premium touch pencils in them. And this set is actually how I learned how to do portraits with color pencils. I haven't used them in forever. Just because I figured it out with Prismacolor. So, but I have been really wanting to use the Harmonious and just not finding a lot of pages where they would work on their own. And after the not so great experience I had, and trying to blend them with Prismacolor, haven't used them as much as I want to or expected to. So I'm going to try these out today, and hopefully I like these so that I can get more use out of the Harmonious set, because this is a pretty cool set with a lot of really unique colors, but on its own, it's very limited. So anyway, through the magic of editing, there will be swatching, and then I'll color some pages. And we are back. I've got all 72 swatched. There's a pretty good range of color. As usual, there's not really a cream in this set, which if you've watched any of these, you know that's kind of what I complain the most about on these smaller sets, is that there's not really an option between the white and then the lightest of yellow. But still a pretty good range of colors. I will say, these remind me a lot of the So Color pencils that I did a video on a couple months back. I believe those may be a dupe of this set. Because a lot of the colors have similar names, as well as they kind of feel the same. So if that's the case, I will enjoy using these because I really liked that set. I will say though that set was less expensive than this set is. So if it is a dupe of that set and this one works pretty much the same as this one, the result of the review will be save your money and get the cheaper set. With that said, through the magic of editing, here's the coloring.
Alright, first one done. Overall, I was pretty happy with the blend. Even though it was limited, I was able to get a few effects like this metallic, and sort of the lights using the pencils in the set. One less than exciting thing is this darker pencil, the mulberry. There we go. Was super brittle, and crumbly at the same time, and it broke a couple times while trying to sharpen it. So much so that I ended up not quite using half of it, but almost. It's quite a bit for this little area. The other pencils were fine, but for whatever reason, this mulberry, this sort of dark purple, was super crumbly. So much so that I would normally do another layer or two to get a really even, consistent background. I didn't want to do any more with this because I didn't want to use any more of this pencil than what I used for that. So I may go later with alcohol markers or something and do a layer over it just so I can get more consistency on the background. But I just did not want to keep sharpening and having this one crumble away on me. It was getting super frustrating. So that is the only thing. Yeah, just super crumbly, hard to sharpen, had to use a lot of it, not happy. Otherwise, everything else here worked pretty well. All right, let's do the next one. And we're back. Things went much better with this page. I didn't have any of the issues with any of the colors here that I did with the other one. So I didn't have any of them like that mulberry pencil that was brittle and kept breaking. I was pretty happy with some of the blends I was able to get, especially on like the table here. Felt like I was able to really get sort of a wood with varnish look. Also felt like was able to get a pretty good sort of metallic look for the lids of these tins and jars. And also the hair and skin, I felt like worked out pretty well with this set. So this one went much better. It was way more fun. It still reminded me a lot of the So Color pencils. So I'm feeling even more confident that So Color is a dupe of the Castle Art set. We'll see for the next 2 pages if that remains. But if so, it would mean that, yeah, I recommend this set, but at the same time, the So Color is cheaper than the 72 Castle Arts. So, anyway, let's go to the next one. And we are back. I had the same issue with this purple as I did with the mulberry. It was crumbly and it kept breaking when I would try to sharpen it.
Not quite as bad as the mulberry, but it was a similar problem. It's also sort of in the blue-purple range. So I don't know if that's something related to how these particular colors are made, but worth noting. Otherwise, everything was fine. Page came out okay. I was not as happy with the blending on this. I felt like, especially with these grays, I didn't get the blend I quite wanted. With Prismacolor, I can get a pretty decent blend. This would be a lot more even in through here and be seamless, whereas I can sort of see the gray is almost lying on top of the yellow rather than blending into it. I don't know if that shows up on camera. They were okay for this. This is also cardstock paper that I use quite a bit in these videos, which it does well with most of the pencils I try. There's a reason I use this paper. Usually, regardless of which pencil set I pick, this paper will do pretty well with it. Pretty decent cardstock. That's this one. And again, it was okay. I mean, it was disappointing that this one kept breaking and was crumbly, but otherwise it was fine. Not great. So far, these are okay. Right, it is done. I was pretty happy with how this came out. I did use a paint pen to do some of the underwater bubbles and a little bit of sort of the shine on Black Manta's gauntlet and his helmet. But otherwise, I just use these pencils. It did work much better on the paper in this book than it did on my printed paper, which most people who are going to pick up a set like this are going to be coloring in books like this. So with all of that said, I was able to blend better on this one. I felt like I was able to, with the water, sort of do layers and blends, and I'm pretty happy with the underwater effect that I got with the different pencils. Also liked the effect I was able to do for the eyes. And this set only had, let's see, 3 grays and like a green gray. But I still felt like I was able to, with those options, still get a pretty decent sort of, it's a darker silver, but it's still like a silverish effect for the helmet. So yeah, this is a decent set. I do still sort of prefer my Prismacolors, and I do like the So Color set a little bit better. So Color may be a dupe of these, but I think they're slightly better, especially considering the price. It was less than 15 bucks when I bought it, and the last time I checked, on Amazon it was $10 for that set, which is really good. These were fine. I didn't hate them. Will these be my next favorite pencil? Probably not. Anyway, if you are curious about these pencils and want to try them yourself, there will be a link in the description. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I would get a small commission, like it's a couple cents, if you were to buy those through the link. But there'll also be some links to some of the other sets that I liked better. So, you know, if you need some pencils, check it out. If not, don't worry about it. Just like the video. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. I have a couple pencil test videos already if this is your first time seeing one of these. And there will be a few more in the future as I work through the last of the sets that I have. Anyway, with all of that said, I thank you for watching. And I will see you again in the next one.